Menteri Rangba Kajela Ukanrat ke Sangma Hakasngi balang ulalet ya shimbenta haka International Day of the World's Indigenous People ya kabala khot penlong da ka North East Indigenous Peoples Forum NEIPF Meghalaya chapter hapo Multi Conventional Hall Nehu Shnong Habakran haka jingalang Chief Minister Conrad Sangma ula ong ba kimat ki baya pher hapadeng ki jaidbynriew trai shnong jong kathan shatay lamingi North East barabor kawanra kajisokya kabajur na kabenta jong u ki party san hima bapher lane ki kinhun seng bapher ki dania ka juk kathong habaphai hakabaya de bat ki trai shnong kata ban penne pensa ya ka jinglong jingman bat ya ka culture bat ka tenrai jong ki bat dailing ba kania ka bapenya pheringi na ki weipat ki kinhun nong shnong kata ban sngo sarong halor ka jing ithu kum ki trai shnong ong umentri rangba Ula benrap ru ba kalong ka badan kam ban penkela ya ki rukom perkhat jong ki brio kham tam ye ki kinhun nong shnong ki badai ki trai shnong bat ban sange ban khami lenti bakan dan bet ka bha kerpang habaro ki benta jong ka jing im Ula ong ru ba ngi dei ban khamyar ki jingmut jing perkhat bat ba ki samla ka thain North East ki dei ban dan ya ka mensiem ban la ban aireng bat ki weipat Chief Minister ula ongru ba kalong kabakong san ba ka jinglong tenrai jongi kabangis ngau sarong henrei ngim dei ban shim sting halor ki aka baro nalor kata ula kenturu ya ka NEIPF ban shim ya ki senjam ban wat bniah ya ki kinhun jaidbynriew trai shnong bapher jong ka North East nalor kata ula ong ba ka sorkar Meghalaya kalaya trailang bat ki lightly ki autonomous council ban phai khmat haka bayadei bat ki benta bapher ki bayadei bat ki kolshor bat ki jingle jingkam tenrai jong ki jaidbynriew trai muluk ka jella shu ula ong ru ba ki jella bapher jong ka North East namar ka jingdan buon jong ki kinhun jaidbynriew bapher kumta ka ni ka penmi ya shibun ki jing e bat ki jingele bat lingba ka jing penlong ya ki bakum kini ki program kani ka North East kan la ban ki rasong bat weng ya kini ki jing e bat ban penlong ya kani ka ka bakhlan kapang kamensiem ban yu i ya ka jinglong jingman hapo Manipur bat ngakerman ba ki kinhun kum ka NEIPF kan shim ya kani kamat na ka benta ban la ban wan rapat ya ka jingsuk ha Manipur Shwa kania Chief Minister ula pelat pat baru ya kakot kabakerteng Indigenous 2023 hakane ka jelang balawan ya shimenta da kinong mi khmat na ki jella ka North East
and the entire idea of our indigenous people, especially from the Northeast. I have a lot to say, but I will be very restrictive. First of all, we need to realize that what we are trying to do today is nothing but to maintain and to give ourselves our identity. It all starts with identity. It's about who you are, about your roots, about what makes you different from, say, another community. I will not use the word tribe because indigenous people are tribals and some are not tribals because that's just a classification being come out by Government of India. But indigenous is indigenous. So any community, the identity of who we are, what we are, our roots, that is what really this is all about. And that's why in this entire work that we are trying to do, I really agree with what Badani had just mentioned. And I think it's really very clear from even the theme of this program. And he said that you must be proud of your identity. I think it starts with a basic thing like having pride and being proud of who you are. I very often tell people that the most important and yet the most difficult and yet maybe the most simplest change that we can make in anybody or anywhere is the change in the mindset. My late father used to tell me, and tell many other youths, especially youths of the Northeast and especially the tribal youths. He said the day the mindset of the youth of Northeast will start changing, that is when the Northeast will start changing. The day the youth of the Northeast and especially the tribal community stop expecting, please mark my words, stop expecting that there will be reservation for them in everything they do, and that everything should come easy to them. The day the youth change that mindset, that is the day the Northeast will start moving forward and changing. And he was a huge advocate of this. He said, Conrad, a youth need to look beyond reservation. It's not about whether reservation is needed or not, or whether it should be given ticket away. That's not the debate. But the mindset should be that of telling yourself that I'm going to be competing with the rest of the world. And I don't need reservation to compete. I will compete at whatever level with the capacity that God has blessed me with. We need to be proud of who we are. I love the way my friend Lam just summed it. I would really like to thank the organizing committee for having invited me for this program. I was telling Shri Anupji just before coming on stage, though this is not a political meeting, but I was telling him that my late father, late P.S. Samba, and my political career up to now, which has of course been almost more than 25 years now, I've been in active politics, has been based on the Northeast Indigenous people. And from the day that I have entered politics, the key factor for me has always been the different concerns and issues of the Indigenous people of the Northeast. So I feel at home, to be very frank. I feel very comfortable, I feel at home. I was also telling him in a very joking manner, those of you who understand Hindi, I may be doing politics and being with a political party, you may be in a different organization doing your work, but as they say in Hindi, कि हमारे रास्ते अलग हो सकते हैं लेकिन मंजिल एक ही है. Which means that we may have different ways and roads that we may trek and walk through, but ultimately our goals are the same. And sometimes, just because we keep fighting with the political leadership, we don't even realize what are the things that we can do at our own level and change things for us. You know, I really am a big believer that it starts with yourself. It starts with what you want to do. Everything else will follow. You take that first step. If you really believe in something, if you say that the rights of the Indigenous people must be protected, but start working for it. Start doing something for it. It's not just about having a political fight with somebody, no. It starts with small things that you do. Starts with being proud of what you are. Starts with not taking yourself or our people for granted and saying, well, I'm going to compete with the rest of the world at the highest level. And I think these kind of small things that you do makes a difference. I urge the association, I urge the forum, we must push for detailed documentation. I'll tell you, the one thing that we lack as Indigenous people, especially from Northeast, is that we have no clue and idea and no documentation, or either very less documentation, on really what we are and who we are. I go to the Bangala festival of the Garos, and I can't tell you which drum beat is what does it signify. it's difficult because there are like 20, 25 different beats. There are different rhythms and different aspects being represented while they are dancing, and each one has a unique story behind it. But then that knowledge is no longer with the youth. I'm sure in every tribe, every community, this kind of indigenous knowledge is disappearing today.